Now is a great time to score some incredible games through Humble Choice. Live now through to September the 2nd, you can grab Persona 5 Royale, Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, My Time at Sandrock, and more. Whether you're building your backlog or discovering something new, this is the perfect time to pick up these fan favourites. Plus, every purchase supports a good cause, with this month's featured charity being Donors Choose. Get a curated mix of PC games every month, all for just £11.49 a month.
All right. Can everyone hear me? It's good to, it's good to talk to everyone. This is Mafia, the old country, which, it's a weird game. It's a weird release. And I've got a lot of feelings about it. I'm currently making a video about some of what I think about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry about my water. Yeah, it's I don't mind. As far as obviously, we're on our 20th heat wave or whatever this month, this year. But in addition to that, I was in hospital last week with I was passing a kidney stone, so not sure if that's TMI, but it was very, very unpleasant, so that's why, for the next year or so, I'll just be drinking water constantly. I'm sure I'll start forgetting to, because that's the sort of person I am. Right, I don't seem to be getting any... Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear the... Kind of disappointed Jim isn't wearing the same as the thumbnail says, Jan. Right, okay, so I was going to do that. Hang on a second. I was going to do that, but as it turns out, right, I've got to say... Right, is that any better? As it turns out, that straw hat is very uncomfortable to wear for... more than 2 minutes, and it's bloody hot. It's hot when you're not wearing a stupid costume, and I don't think anyone wants to see me actually in a vest for an hour. Right, so let's see where we are here. So this is just open world Sicily. I've got Tommy Angelo's Taxi from the remake of the first game, which is obviously an anachronism, but this is the car from meant to be from the 30s. But yeah, fine, whatever. And I figured we could just do some collectibles, talk about Sicily, have a little chat. I haven't completed the game. I've played... I can't even remember which sort of chapter I'm on. I'm about halfway through it, I think. But as I'm not reviewing it, that's a fine old pace to be playing things at. So there's a number of collectibles that you could only get in the free roam mode, which is not very well advertised on the main menu. You have to go into Car Cyclopedia and then click Drive when you've selected a car from the Car Cyclopedia, and that puts you into the open world without any objectives or any annoying things happening. So it's not an open world game by any real sense of the... I might turn that audio down a little, sorry lads. It's not an open world game in the sense of a GTA clone, but it does have an open world component. Let's stop nattering. Let's stop going on about it. Whoa! Someone's shooting at me there. That's interesting. I don't think I really need to hear the game that much, actually. I'll put it in my deaf ear. How big is the map? I mean, this is a difficult question, but I'm going to drive around the whole thing. Well, that's the plan anyway. I'm going to do a big circuit around all the sort of major bits. It's not a very big map, but it doesn't need to be, because it's... someone likened the whole place, the whole map, to like a film set, but made that comparison disparagingly. But I think that's quite a good way of putting it, but I also don't think that's a bad thing, if that makes sense. I think that's like kind of half the point, because one of the stated goals of the project is to be like, hey, well, this is like putting you in your own crime movie. And I think there are other sort of story reasons why, or at least sort of thematic reasons why it works to have a world that you're kind of detached from. And it's like, it doesn't feel alive. It doesn't feel like, why should I care about anyone who's... well, you shouldn't really, because you're a mafioso. Like, I mean, do organized... Does a criminal conspiracy give a toss about, like, you know, the little people, really? Beyond sort of having to exploit them? No, I don't think so. I think it's perfectly fitting if you feel like you're somehow separate and not entirely on the same level as the robotic NPCs that just cut about washing clothes and that, you know? I feel like the film set analogy works. I don't think it's... Now, annoyingly, right, a thing I have to keep doing is looking at the big map, because you'll see me doing this a lot, because I want to find these Trinacria things, right? I keep calling them wee trinkers. But there's no there's no waypoint system on the map. The only kind of sat-nav style direction you'll get for anything is when you're on a mission. And there, it's really good. It's a lot like Mafia 3's one, or I think they had it in the Definitive Edition remake as well, where like you get physical signs in the world telling you where to go. Apparently it should be in there somewhere. You get physical signs in the world telling you where to go. And it kind of looks natural. It's not like some mad sort of GPS overlay, which they actually do now. One of my colleagues recently bought a new Porsche. That's right. He's definitely on more money I am. But that's really weird. Oh my god. Oh, that's a reference to a mission, but yeah. That's eerie. Where's this fucking thing? Where's this thing? Can anyone see this thing? It's like a little... what was I talking about? Map markers. You don't have to drive slowly. You don't have... There's no, like, police who will bust you for driving too fast. Like, there's multiple times where you're just doing drunk driving, and it's fine, because this is early 1900s Sicily, which I think... I mean, I think driving was a fairly lawless activity in most places back then, and especially in Sicily. I get the impression that Sicily's fairly lawless now, so... Where is that fucking... Okay, so it should be here. Oh yeah, it's right there. Literally, I've been standing under it the whole time. Come on. There we go. Geez that. I'm not going to tell you who bought the Porsche, because I think I've probably already said enough to for him to go, what are you playing at? But they showed me what the HUD overlay in the Porsche looks like, because it's like it's projected onto the glass, and it's like it shows you, it's got like an overlay of your GPS. It ties into your GPS, and it shows you like a direct overlay, and it's like it's proper science fiction rubbish. Like, I don't understand it, but it's an EV and that's not proper motoring, so I'm no jealous or anything. I'm definitely no jealous. I'm going to get this one next. I really wish you could set map markers, because this has been a rubbish stream so far. Sorry, everyone. I know what Ian drives. I don't even know if you'd want me to reveal that either. Ian drives a proper, like, little accountant's car. Chris Pratt. I don't think Chris Pratt has got a driver's license, and if he has, I've never seen him use it. Chris Pratt's a cyclist, which is very fitting because he has mad sort of nylon boy energy. Oh, bugger off. Oh, we might as well go to the Temple of Aphrodite. Why not? Why not? I've taken the wrong turn. How do people do things without... How did people function without GPS and that? It's astonishing to me that back in the day, you know, my dad, when he was going on a long trip somewhere, he'd just get in the motor, follow the road signs, he'd get vaguely where he needed to be, and then he'd roll his window down and ask whoever he saw on the street, do you know where to get to so-and-so? And they'd just tell you. Folk would just tell you. They'd be like, you just go down there. If someone rolled their window down now, in 2025, and went, here mate, how'd you get to the co-op? I'd be like, then he talk to me or I'll call the cops. Go into that stranger pattern. Anyway, so... Yeah, I remember in the early days of the internet as well, that MapQuest thing, you would have like... They would print out reams and reams of like inkjet A4 with the directions on it, just to sort of be like... You would have to have someone next to you turning the page. A lot of shite. The past was rubbish, actually. People pined for it, but it was a lot of... knob. I want to show you some of the nice views, right? Look at this. Have I got a nice shot? No, I don't. Where's the camera? How'd you get the camera up? Oh yeah, fuck, that's a grenade. That's a grenade. Fuck off. How'd you get the bits up? See, I'm crap at this. How do you... Where's the controls? I'm sure there was a camera. Like, as in an actual camera. Oh, you can't just get it out. You can only get it out when you're at a bit. You could... Oh, for goodness sake. See, this is why people are getting annoyed with this game, I think, because it's got kind of the trappings. It's got the auspices of a sort of game that has a modicum of freedom to it. But it doesn't have any freedom at all. It's as on rails as the Order 1886. And I feel like that's a really good comparison, because a lot of people are comparing it to Red Dead, which is, it's frankly nothing like, apart from the fact that it's set at the turn of the century and there's horses. Where's the next bit where you can get That's ridiculous, man. I've absolutely pumped this. I'm going back here and I'm going to summon another motor, right? I really hate that. Speaking of horses, shall I just get a horse? Shall I just get a horse out? There we go. Right. Okay. Right, come on, lads. Alright, so straight on there. Straight on there and then a left. Right, okay, let's... I have to double check that again. Okay. Have I gone the wrong way again? Is this what's happening? No, this is fine. See, you need a map. You need a mini map or something, because otherwise, I think they've gone to great lengths to like make it very difficult to play this as an open world. But they sort of have to keep a free roam mode in there, because otherwise, I think because people have this idea that video game features have to be an accumulative thing. People will be like, well, Mafia 1 had free roam. Why has this not got free roam? But I think I think they would have gotten away with it if they were just like, look, there's no free roam. It's just submissions. It's just submissions. It's narrative. You just get to yeah, exactly, Gavin. Oh yeah, that's what I'm getting on. That's what I'm saying, Gavin. It's like the free mode part of the Mafia games is a bad habit. I was pressing the wrong button to make this fucking horse speed up there because I'm distracted. This is very nice though, isn't it? Beautiful countryside. Well, I've missed whatever it is that I'm getting. I missed the Trincari, but look, we've got the... this is, I think you... When you look at the map, you would be forgiven for thinking that it's a lot bigger than it is. Because I've done this a couple of times now, where I've gone, alright, so I'm just going there, so I just need to go that direction to get to this map marker, and then I'll get there. And, you know, so I go in that direction for about 2 minutes. And then... Lovely Saints card there. So, someone mentioned earlier, does this have Playboy pages like the original game? No. Thank Christ. What it does have is, it's got newspapers, and you can take photographs, as previously mentioned, and it's got these Saints cards, which are, it's like Catholic Pokemon, right? It's alright, it's good. Where's my horsey? Are you joking? I've lost my... No. Shat myself there, right? Where are we going to go from here? Okay. Let's go. Oh, for fuck's sake. He's rubbing up against... A horse would get over that instinctively, man. I'm not buying that. This is a good view from up here, though. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It's such a beautiful game, though. And in a sense, I think it's... I understand why people... are sort of sad that it isn't more than it is, because it's so tantalizing, right? It's like, look at this beautiful place. There's a wee guy in a donkey. Look at that. How you doing, man? But it is like a film set. It is essentially just, you know, you're not doing anything outside of a very narrow set of tasks. Okay. And like I say, it's really easy to overshoot. You don't have any map markers or anything. That's not a donkey. Look, I don't know. It could be a big dog for all I know, right? As far as I'm concerned, there's cats and that's it. That's going to be... See, I've already gone past it. Oh, okay. I'm glad you're around to tell me these things. Right. This is interesting. Oh, okay. Nice. Listen, let's not make any... Let's not talk about that Tommy Razzle, right? Fuck's sake. You guys absolutely love trying to get me into trouble. Alright, man. Nah, you can't do it. You can't, you're not allowed. You see, you're meant to be this, like, big, hard criminal guy, but they won't let you. They won't let you just shoot a guy, because that's not honourable, is it? Where's my motor? Where's my horse? He's all the way over there. What the fuck? That's a fucking joke. You can't even... Oh, there he is. At the entrance to the place I was just at. It's going well. It's going well, Ian. Don't worry. If that thing wasn't a donkey before, what was it? Was it just a wee horse? Whoa, shoo! Oh, did you see that? Almost traded paint there. Oh, that's interesting. I like that over there. What is that over there? So, settings-wise... What's in here? Yeah, so I'm going to carry on going around there. Yeah, settings-wise, this is... I'm running this at 1080p for the purposes of the stream, and I've put the detail down a wee bit, because this is a very nice PC, but I think streaming and running this might be a bit of an ask, put it that way, and I don't want to run it at a rubbish frame rate or anything, so... Oh, that's good. It will actually tell me if there's something to do. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Oh. Easy enough. Beautiful. Beautiful bit of photography there. I'm sorry, I'll get that out of the way. That's ridiculous. Has that mouse prompt been there the whole time? I'm so sorry. I'm messing up the streaming, Ian. I'm not. It's not to your exacting standards. Where's my fucking right, okay. I'm not a coward. It's just right. I might have told a little fib about why I'm not wearing the hat, right? I said that the hat was a bit itchy and it is a bit warm. And that is true, right? I'm not lying. But I reached for the hat. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen my little setup from the way I shoot videos, but I'm in a small corner of my front room, basically, that's cordoned off from the rest of the house via a room divider, a very heavy wooden room divider, which is great, really great for like cheating a room treating a study into your house when it doesn't have one. But it's not very good for. I'm gonna carry on. It's not very good for being able to like easily get in and out of your study. Anyway, long story short, the hat rolled off down there somewhere beyond the couch where I can reach it, and I was like, well, I'm stuck here now, so is Ian having a pop at me? Pretty much. Goose, yeah? Self-imposed office cubicle, that's exactly what it is. I started off with a very cheap sort of office-ish. Oh, for crying, that didn't come up before. Right, we're going back for that one. We're going back. Oh, Dad, can we not just press on? No. We're here to collect all the wee things, right? If you don't want to do something properly. Who's this guy? Oh, for goodness sake. Right, I should be looking... Ah, there we go, there we go, there we go. You alright, mate? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Like, dance for me. Fine, fuck you then. You're lucky I'm on the clock, mate. Yeah, there's like a big lake and stuff. Off-world. There are places near water. Riding my horse on a nice day. Well, exactly. Nice day. We're just having a nice chill stream. I'm talking a load of stream of consciousness bollocks about nothing in particular. We're having a nice time. It's very chill. Okay, yeah. Starting to get more used to the distances now. It's it's a very small map. Oh. Some of the collision detection's wild as well. Why can't he get... Oh, come on. Alright, hen. Alright, man. It's alright, don't worry about it. I'm just testing my firearm. As is my right as an American citizen. San Vito. San Vito. Saint Vito. My dad would love that. His name's Vito. The embodiment of delight and movement. My dad's no the saint of anything to do with delight, but... I mean... Movement's an issue for him because he's got Parkinson's, but... Bowel movements, he can manage those right enough, and they're fucking howling by... Sorry. Right, Af. Do you get anything for collecting these Jim Trinca? Yes. You sell them in the wee shop, and you can buy upgrades for your knife and your, stuff. But it's like it's not like an RPG or anything. So the upgrades are all very... Oh, there it is. The upgrades are all very kind of... They're nice, but you're not gonna... You can definitely get through the entire game without upgrading a single piece of equipment. I've no doubt about that, because it's a bit whatever. It's nice to do, though. It's nice that there's something to do in the open world. I mean, look how gorgeous this is. It's just nice to just exist here when you got headphones on, because the sound design is... The sound design is gorgeous. The sound design is as sumptuous as the art direction. And obviously it's meant to sort of be... It's meant to put you be transportive. It's meant to put you in a place and time. And it's meant to sort of evoke a Coppola movie. It's trying to do a few different things, and it's all this sort of gorgeous orange, sun-kissed, very much, I think, a kind of like a fantasy idea. A fantasy sort of Sicilian-American idea of what Sicily in the past would have been like. So in that sense, it's probably a bit fantastical. I'm not going to go up there because that's just a bit from a mission. We'll head to the villa, and then we'll head to the villa, get a fast motor, and then we'll go to the lake. That's what we'll do. Yeah, there's San Celeste, I think they call it. That's how they pronounce it. Yeah, I can turn up the game audio a wee bit, yeah. Is that better? You guys hear that all right? I've set up a bit of ducking, just, you know. Been fiddling about with things. In theory, the game audio should duck when I'm talking, but I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting with trying to get this right. I'm very new to like solo streaming, you can probably tell because I'm talking a lot of rubbish, but I'm just enjoying hanging out with a nice community. But it's gorgeous. It's every part of this game in terms of just the environmental details that they've come up with, you know, visually, orally. It's gorgeous. Everything about it is just premium. It feels premium. And of course, I think that's ultimately why it's quite a short, sort of, very kind of one and done experience. It's not GTA. It doesn't have the scope or the resources to be a Rockstar game on any level. But what it does have is a very sort of singular vision that it pulls off really well. Which is good. What's wrong with that, eh? What's wrong with that? Like, he's a nice motor. G43. That's a nice one, isn't it? Roof down. Roof up. Roof down. Roof up. See? No, but I want to drive this ridiculous piece of machinery because you get this as a bonus for logging into a 2K account. And it's so stupid. But there's also a couple of wee collectibles here that I want to get. There's two newspapers. So let's... I didn't even know you could do that. Okay, that's cool. That's one piece of world interactivity that I wasn't expecting. Alright, lads. It's not got a handbrake, I'm guessing. Wait a minute! Is that basically because it's because it's a sports car, because it's a racing car, and it doesn't have a handbrake? It's just going to roll back on a hill. That's a cool detail. That is a cool detail. Jim cutting about Sicily, getting the messages in. Aye, exactly. Eat your messages! Right. There it is. There's a... right. Opera season. I love these types of... What's happened here? Oh no, it's fine. I love these types of really old illustrations. I don't know what style it is. I don't know anything about art, but like, you know, you see it from that sort of turn of the century, that sort of Victorian period. These beautiful sort of like line etched artworks with this really kind of lavish kind of colours and shading. It's very much all the time. But they replicated that for the insert, for the gatefold pictures on Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds, which is obviously a bit of a period piece. And I remember looking at those illustrations and just, I'm kind of, you know, I'm of the sort of the last generation that would have remembered sitting listening to a record and looking at the gatefold pictures and sort of getting sucked into a concept album as you were sort of designed, as they were designed to be sort of consumed. You know, you would sit there and music wasn't just the sort of thing that you would put on while you were doing the dishes or driving about or whatever, you know, or the way it's sort of consumed nowadays. Like, music was something that you would sit down for, and the size of the record sleeves was really kind of leveraged because they were able to put these really beautiful, really kind of expensive, gorgeous looking works of art in them, and you would sit and look at the art and you would be sort of transported away into the themes of the records. And it was I wouldn't go as far as saying it's something I miss because you know, it was a different time and whatever, but like, can I just open that? Okay, nice. This is a nice house, by the way. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's something I miss because I wasn't quite old enough to have sort of had that my entire life. But I do remember it, and I do understand why people pine for that sort of, when physical media could be, oh, that's a bit glitchy, isn't it? Oh, that's Schrodinger's roses, isn't it? Are they meant to be white or red, lads? White or red? I wonder if it's up here somewhere. Bloody dark in here, isn't it? Oh, and there it is. Good, nice. The chances of anyone coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1, they say. No, that's spoilers for missions. Don't look at that. Wave of Anarchy. Anarchists terrorise European cities with shootings. I wonder if these are illustrations from the time that they've licensed or stolen. I imagine they're out of copyright if so. At least they don't look like AI, thank fuck. Fears grow that Europe, now a powder keg, is on the brink of chaos. Well, I'm glad they sorted that out. Who's this? You look like that other guy that was doing there. You big moustache prick. Nah, he won't. I've got to go all the way back downstairs. Like some sort of fucking normie. Ah, Firenze. Let's out this big stupid villa, man. I'm dying to get outside and go to the lake. Yeah, Joshua Pym. I detest when they've you know, they haven't done it in this game from what I can tell, but in games where they've deferred to Mid-Journey or whatever to generate like little pieces of art, film posters, and all these sort of incidental details, because it's like there was an artist on turn right. Right and then left, okay. There was an artist on Blue Sky recently talking about how, like, it's a real shame when they use AI for that stuff, because when you're, like, an artist working on a game, that's often, like, the most fun stuff you get to do. And it's often where all the kind of, like, subtle world building happens as well, you know? It was a nightmare. I remember the first time I ever saw that was in High on Life? Is that what it's called? High on Life? No, we're not going that way, we're going this way. By the way, is the sound of this car now too loud for my voice, or are you all fine? Okay. Nice. Cool. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good to know. Good to know. And left again. Ooh. I'm a good driver, right? I'm smashing. Oh, fuck's sake. Why is there no different? You can't tell which fences you can smash up and which fences you can't. This isn't like Forza Horizon at all. You obviously can't smash through that. I'm just at it. Can I get down to that lake? Is the question. Yeah. I don't think you can get down there. That's interesting. Okay. There was a... There was a lake. You can't go there. Where should we go now? Well, I've got to get some bits. I've got to go and get some bits, some messages. So we'll drive along by the lake, pick up that newspaper if I remember, but we'll go to the shop, right? I'll show you what's in the shop, show you what you can spend these trincares on, right? What's this? Newspaper the illustrations are from. La Domenica de Core. Oh, I wish I could pronounce things in Italian, let alone speak it. I've definitely got several ancestors who will be rolling in their graves. There you go. That was a good bit of driving, that, wasn't it? Right, out the motor. I kind of wish Forza Horizon was as sedate as this, you know. I hate how in every Forza Horizon it starts off and it's just bell ends. Oh, nice. Here we go. Found a wee spot. A wee spot. Okay. Okay. Oh, look at that. Lovely bit of ruins. Ruins of the Temple of Neptune. Neptune. That's beautiful. I fucking love... I love a bit of Roman ruins, man. Sicily's a really interesting place. Whoa, whoa, look, there's a wee guy. There's a wee guy cutting a boot. Way! Sorry. in you go, back in the motor. Right, come on. I am a good driver, Chitara. I'm the best at driving. Yeah, I hate about Forza Horizon when it starts off and you just sort of set upon by all these like vapid Instagram wankers, and they all sound like local radio DJs in Kent. And they're all giving it like it's time to show us what you're made of in this Ford Focus RS. Get out my fucking face, man. But those games have such a lot of preamble, actually, because they're supposed to be these cool kind of like, you know, racing / road trip simulators. And this is actually a really fun thing to drive. Sorry, it's really fun to skid around on this. Yeah, there's supposed to be this really sort of these really fun, cool driving simulators, and you get to like have this fantasy where you have all these like really lavish properties with multi-car garages, and you know you can go out in a souped up 1982 Volkswagen Golf, or you can have a I don't know, Maserati Speedtail, McLaren Speedtail, or you know any kind of fantasy sort of motor you would want. You know, you can live that, and it's like great, but that's about 4% of the game, because like they spend most of it fucking telling you about bullshit live service stuff that you're not interested in. Like, that game will stop you driving around to go, by the way, have you checked out the playlists menu? Or, by the way, have you considered opening an account with us? And it's like, fuck off, man. I feel like I've walked into a branch of NatWest. I just want to drive a fucking Bugatti Veyron round a corner. Anyway. Am I trying to say that this is a better driving game than Forza Horizon? No, surely not. Forza Horizon, when it's flowing, when you're done with that stuff for the moment, and you're just cutting about, oh, it's bloody lovely. It's perfect. But otherwise, it's just such a fucking drag. What would Trump say, Wayne? What would Trump say about what? If you could say one phrase in Italian, would it be about Bobies or Oaksters? Wait a minute. Why were people shouting no? What did I do? What would Trump say about Forza Horizon? I liked it when it was. I liked it when they put it in the UK, but then they did it in Mexico, and I didn't like it anymore. I shot a lizard. Oh yeah. Well, no, I missed it, didn't I? You alright, Enzo? You're doing a bit of a sort of heavy breathing that, would it down an unsolicited phone call, you'd get arrested for. So, I think we might end the stream here because we've got another sort of 10 minutes, and we'll go down to the other... We'll go down to the other seaside town because it's very beautiful down there. But I have to say, this is a gorgeous game, and it doesn't have any open world sort of stuff Really, it doesn't have any side activities or, you know, much in the way of kind of side missions, collectibles. It's got a few collectibles, but you know, the thing is, people complain about all that stuff when it's there, and when it's not there, they complain that it isn't there. And it's like, I kind of feel like, what the fuck do you want, you know? Like, what do you want? Not you. You guys are cool. I mean, you know, those people that complain about everything. Those people that complain about Red Dead 2 being, oh, but this game just came out, and but here's a very cherry-picked bit of Red Dead 2 that looks similar to a bit of this new game, and look how much better the Red Dead 2 version is. It's more detailed, and it's got more animations, and it's blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah. Because when Rockstar made Red Dead 2, it was one of the most expensive games ever made, and it cost them like over $500 million to make, and it was like 400 people, and the credits are about half an hour long. That's why it's still better and more impressive and more detailed than a lot of games that have come out since, because it's like you're sort of saying, well, how come the new Ford Fiesta isn't as good as a Bugatti Veyron from 2008? Because that was $1 million car in 2008, and it's still going to be better than a 30 grand fucking hot hatch that was made last year. You know what I mean? People are just daft. Fucking apples and oranges. Or lemons. We are in Sicily after all. Right. Yes. So, what I love about this is that this is a recreation of a scene at the start of Mafia 2. Obviously, you'll know about that if you've played Mafia 2, because it's very significant. Takes you back to this very town. And it's a flashback scene to the Second World War where Vito Scaletta is a GI, and they're working with the local resistance to take back the town. The Fash are in this town hall building over here, which is, I think it's the police. It's the police station, basically, in this time. But you on those there's a mission where you get to actually walk around it and stuff. But so it's an explorable area that used to be just like, you know, a place where a big gunfight happened, and then you were waked out of it via the story. And you know, it was to illustrate that Don Carlo came in riding an American tank, the local mafia boss, and all the Fash downed tools because the Mafia Don told them to, and it was to illustrate. It was this really kind of powerful moment in Victor Scaletta's character development, because he's affected by that, because he realizes in that moment that, like, oh my god, the Mafia is really powerful. This guy just walked into a war zone and told everyone to pack it in, and we all packed it in. And it's based on, you know, Don Carlo was a real guy, and it's based on a real legend that he was somehow involved. He basically helped liberate Sicily at the head of the US and Allied forces. It's not really how it happened. But the myth of how it happened was quite convenient for the Americans, because, you know, they were essentially an invading army and they were there to kill Italians. So you kind of need a local Italian folk hero to be like, look, man, just let these guys carry on and we'll get rid of that Mussolini character, no bother, you know. And that's how they did it. It's great. Well, it wasn't great, but I think it speaks to how, like, these games and the films that they're heavily inspired by are, I wouldn't say they glorify organised crime, but they do romanticize it a lot. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing that they do, because they romanticize themselves. It's the vibe. But it's a very hollow romance, because, you know, Michael Corleone spends most of his life miserable because he had to put a hit on his brother, and that's the entire tragedy of it. I mean, there's no loyalty among thieves. Themes! Of the idea of an Italian mafia saying nay bother. Well, I mean, look. They've probably got surely they've got an equivalent saying, right? If it wasn't romanticized at all, it would just be Kane and Lynch again. Exactly, Goose, exactly. And who would want to play Kane and Lynch 2, the greatest shooter of all time? Not me! Right, let's wrap up. I just wanted to get somewhere decent. This is where the Galante family operate. Leo Galante is a huge character from the later games. And this is where I got my prediction video wrong, because when I did that prediction video on the channel a couple weeks ago, the one thing I got right was that Leo Galante would be a big character in this, and you would see a sort of proto version of him where he's not quite as confident as he is when he's, you know, running the whole show in America in the later games. That I got right. Everything else I got completely wrong. But that's okay, that's fine. I did say in the video, like, I'm probably wrong. But whatever. But the big mistake was in assuming that this would be a prequel to the first Mafia game, which it is, obviously, chronologically. But all the games, the entire saga, really, the nexus of the whole thing is Mafia 2. Because Mafia 2, particularly Vito Scaletta, that's the story around which all the others kind of orbit. And so this has lots of callbacks, or call forwards, to Mafia 2. And it's got a lot of subtle references to Mafia 1. But it's very much, Mafia 2 is very much what's on people's minds when they made this, I think. Which is kind of wonderful, actually, because I think when Mafia 2 came out, a lot of people treated it with a bit of disdain. For much of the same reasons that this is getting a bit of stick. You know, it's a GTA clone that doesn't have any of the GTA stuff. His breathing is just distracting, isn't it? Yeah, it's a GTA clone that doesn't have any of the GTA stuff. And the world was very kind of papier-mâché and whatever. But I like that Mafia 2 has really kind of gone down in history as like everyone's favourite one, actually. And I think it deserves that, because as much as I do love the original, and I adored the original, I was very surprised when a sequel actually came out, because I didn't think the first Mafia even did that well, but I was glad that it did come out. It's really nice that Mafia 2 has gone down in history as, like, you know, one of the entire medium's like best ever games, because it fucking deserves it. It's a cracking video game. And people don't remember, people don't think back to that game and go, yeah, but, you know, would have been better if you could fucking go bowling. Because nobody's saying that shit about any of these things. In fact, whenever you bring up GTA 4, the first thing people say is, oh, fuck me. I got sick of all that, all those fucking side activities. So basically, you can't win. So just make the game that you want to make, that you've got the resources to make. And it will take about 10 years for people to tell you it's the greatest game of all time, but they'll come. They'll do it. Those people will show up. They're just very fucking late usually, but they'll do it. Mafia remake had a really tricky race on the hot rod. No, in the Mafia remake, the Mafia remake is basically it's almost a shot-for-shot remake of the original game. All the missions are, the story's broadly the same. There's subtle differences, some for the better, some for the worse. But all the missions are exactly the same, basically. You do the same things. And that racing mission in the original Mafia was infamous for being a bastard. And they patched in a shortcut where you could cheat. You could basically circumvent the entire course. And I think without that, basically nobody would have completed it because it was a piss take. But in Definitive Edition, they kind of rebalanced it and made it a tricky race again. But yeah. Yeah, this is one of those things, isn't it? Look, I realise I'm just kind of knocking about now. I'm not really doing anything in particular, but I'm just really enjoying the scenery. I'm really enjoying the sights and the sounds, and it's been a good hour now, so... Oh, look! A security wall with shards from bottles. That's... God, that's an incredible environmental detail, that. You know what, I have seen those actually, and I think if I remember rightly, you do see them on the continent more than you see them here, but yeah, that is a thing. How sort of dangerously beautiful. What am I talking about? Right, yeah, we better wrap this up. It's been lovely chatting to everyone. I hope I wasn't too annoying going on about shite. To answer somebody's question a little bit earlier, I'm just over halfway through this, I think. I haven't had time to properly beast mode it yet, you know, because life, toddler, etc. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it for what it is, and I'm not begrudging it for what it isn't. It's just an incredible recreation of a time, of a place, interpretation, because obviously these aren't real places you're seeing, but they're heavily based on real places, and it's all in service of a really kind of intense crime drama, and it just really nails the brief. So all right, lovely. Thank you so much, everyone, for that. I really, really enjoyed it. I'll do another solo stream at some point as well, because I'm actually really enjoying doing these. And I'm going to love you and leave you. Now, next week, we haven't quite figured out the details yet, but we're hoping that Zoe and I can stream some Gamescom live reactions. Ian will be over in Germany with the IGN crew helping out with Gamescom stuff. So it'll just be Zoe and I holding down the fort next week, which is fine because up until for the past couple of weeks it's just been basically Ian holding down the fort. So yeah, I would say, you know, it's about time Ian had a wee break, but he's not going to get a break. He's going to be running around like a blue arse fly, making sure that IGN's operation at Gamescom goes well. So no rest for Ian Higton, and yeah, frankly, that's as it should be. Yeah, he deserves to never have any rest. Okay, right, thanks very much. Here's the humble outro, and I'll speak to you all later.
Now is a great time to score some incredible games through Humble Choice. Live now through to September the 2nd, you can grab Persona 5 Royale, Vanisher's Ghost of New Eden, My Time at Sandrock, and more. Whether you're building your backlog or discovering something new, this is the perfect time to pick up these fan favourites. Plus, every purchase supports a good cause, with this month's featured charity being Donors Choose. Get a curated mix of PC games every month, all for just £11.49 a month.